Right, look at this. Chequers is bad, no deal is even worse, says IMF. And they are right. And they says, damning verdict is new blow for May. Is it really? Because what Theresa May has been trying to argue that no matter what you think of Chequers, no deal is even worse. But then there are others that say, well, no matter what you think of no deal, we'll take the hit. Chequers is even worse. And they're both right. Those that say, well, Chequers may be bad or Chequers may be great, but no deal is even worse, are right because the economic hit of no deal is bad. Those that say, no deal may be bad economically in the short run, but Chequers is even worse because it neuters our sovereignty and leaves us basically in the EU, but without having a say, are also right. They're both right. They're both saying the other option is bad because both options are bad. And the clock is running out. This is where we are. Brexit is between a rock and a hard place. It is stuck. I said it would get stuck there because the problem was this, that because they did not back Chequers, they didn't get all behind it, then basically they did not have a cohesive engine to smuggle it over the line. When Chequers blew up, if you remember, I said that was really their last chance saloon. Now, if you go to the editorial in the Evening Standard here, the Chequers plan just doesn't add up with MPs. Great parliamentary arithmetic of just why it doesn't work. The government and DUP are on a razor-thin margin, and they were hoping to get Chequers through by having everybody on board, then maybe a few Labour MPs out of guilt. That's not happening when you've got 80 Tory Brexiteers who are saying that they would scrap that and try and force a no deal. But if there's a no deal, then what happens? Then you've got a majority of Parliament, all of Labour, all of the other parties and a lot of Tories that would not let that get through either. And they would rather force a general election or a people's vote. So the arithmetic is just stuck. And I think Michael Gove has realised this because he thinks the only way to haul it all back is to bring everyone back to some form of Chequers that they can support and then hope that the EU is going to provide enough fudge on the Irish border and enough fudge on maybe some other terms that we can sneak out with blindfolds on and make decisions later, but enough that we can just do that. And so he's saying, well, Theresa May, we can just use her to get over the line and then we can change the terms and open it up to any kind of Brexit you want. What kind of Brexit would you like? Yes, we can have that. That's what he's trying to do, just to come back to the basic Chequers idea of get everyone together and get it over the line. And in fact, I even wonder if there are Conservative politicians watching these videos that I do, because this is exactly what I was saying a few days back, and this is exactly the kind of language that they're using now, that Theresa May's vision is to maximise Brexit, so she needs to get it over the line, and then we can get off the crash mat and do harder things and change it how we like. That's what they're trying to go for. But you've got nutters like Boris Johnson, who are still saying, no, Tosh, and Nigel Farage, who's everywhere, saying, oh, this is a betrayal. And so it's going to get stuck, and it's not going to go anywhere. And frankly, they deserve it, and frankly, even changing the Prime Minister won't make a difference. It does not matter who's behind the wheel if the bus is broken and the steering wheel doesn't work. It doesn't matter whether it's Jeremy Corbyn, Theresa May or Boris Johnson trying to drive the thing if you don't have a plan. And they do not have a plan to act upon. Now that they took government and they stripped off the Lexiteers who basically don't exist anymore, and their government had a plan that fell apart, so then the very purest Tory Brexiteers got together and said, right, what's our plan? We don't know. We'll shelve it. And that just goes to show they are totally screwed. And that's why more and more bodies and entities and individuals and MPs are standing up and saying, we need a route out of this mess. The best way to do that is through a people's vote. And that's why you're seeing more and more people say that, because Brexit has screwed itself thanks to its leading proponents.